How can we help those in the lower rung of the society if they're not captured in the tax system, knowing full well, first, there's something that is quite interesting in these people. They're always willing. They obey.
They have no choice.
So if they are willing to pay,
they have no powerful people to run to. So the people who pursue them, they are even stronger than government. Because if you don't pay, they won't let you rest.
We say they are stronger than government.
They are stronger than government.
Well, and whenever there's a need to refurbish any infrastructure in the market environment, they run to the government. Or they protest.
That is it.
And then they shut down the market.
The people who are collecting money at the motor parks, are they not stronger than government?
How can they be? Should they be stronger than government?
Nobody should be stronger than government. I just mentioned even the very rich. The very rich should be beneath the government. Be you ever so high. The law and government is above you. That is how every strong system should run.
You know why I'm asking this question? Some states are unable to pay salaries, but within those states are local governments that are supposed to be paying some form of revenue to the state in form of taxes. In an ideal structure or in a federal system, the state or the local governments are supposed to pay a form of tax to government. State's supposed to pay a form of tax to federal, and then from federal, whatever it is. So if they are generating these monies and sending it to the unions or to certain pockets, and those pepper sellers, the barbers, the bus drivers who pay as they are moving on the road, someone stopping them to collect some monies, and those monies are not getting to the states, and the states still have to go to the federal government in Nigeria to collect a token every month. How can that structure be changed? Because I will not survive.
I will tell you, I did my PhD in this area, and what I recommended in my PhD is exactly what Mr. Bolaji Ogoshe recommended. Develop a system that is going to start from the bottom. You cannot live in a community and not be part of the development. And we are seeing it in various residential houses where they will make sure you pay your monthly dues before you can enjoy certain services, including accessing the major roads and all that. So decentralize the taxing power in such a way that there will be incentives for the local government to go after everybody in the local government. You have to recognize that the power of the local government, the system of the local government is not very strong. So make the tax very simple. Let it be very, very small. An amount that a pepper seller, for example, if you say that everybody pays 1,000 per annum, I guess a pepper seller can pay that.
Would that negate the levies they pay every day in the market?
Look, if you don't streamline it, they will continue to pursue the pepper seller every day, and he ends up paying about 10,000 without feeling anything. Let me land with my thesis. So now, you design a system that is very simple, where local government has incentive to go after everybody. So more revenue will come in. People will have a kind of commitment to where they live. Now, if there are problems in the locality, there will be reasons for the local government to go and fix those problems, because if they don't, people will migrate, people will leave. So at the state level, also give the state the power to collect some form of taxes. Don't let it be very, very large, very huge. I mean, minimal percentage, maybe about 2 or 3% of the gross. Whatever is paid at the local government should be net off against what is payable to the states. You are going to see that majority of the people will be below the threshold where you pay to the states. So about 60% are already at the lower rung. So they only pay to the local government. So now, there is going to be cooperation between the local government and the states. The state can build on the database of the local government.
Mr. Sani, I like your statement. There's going to be cooperation between the local government and the state. Is that possible in this place where you have political rivalry, even within political parties?
That is the way to go if we are serious. Look, we can't continue to run this shop this same way and expect development. We are not going anywhere. One thing that President Buhari can do for this nation is to restructure this country. You know, he came with all sincerity, and people believed him. He wanted to have a small government. That is the trend all over the world. I mean, make government small. You need to drain the swamp of corruption. I mean, do something about federation account. It doesn't make sense. Now, all the money that the federal government will be giving to local government, giving to state, should be tied to the development. They should be tied to roads. They should be tied to schools. They should be tied to reduction of poverty. They should be tied to alleviation of poverty. They should be going to specific projects. There is nowhere where you give general grants and people just go and use it to pay salary.
You know, Dr. Sonny, there is one other item which is very important, and I think, or maybe correct me if I'm wrong, could be central to us achieving this, and that's getting our politics right. Because if people present themselves, maybe the best ones present themselves, and people think, okay, well, this is who we think is the best person to run it, and it doesn't get in, how do you get that confidence to keep trusting the system?
Well, the present system that you have will burn out even the best among us. I mean, because if a system is designed to fail, no matter, it's like you are putting water inside the basket. It's not going to work. I mean, what we should do in our traditional system, you can't just come and emerge as a leader in any community. You must have track record. Maybe you have shown bravery, you have shown chivalry, you are the best wrestler, and they begin to trust you with power. You've been through some of the age grade developmental program. But today, people who are idle until recently, people who are less busy, people who are not engaged consistently with some economic activities are the people who go into, so regrettably. So if we restructure the way we should, in local government, in the local community, when they contribute money, there are people they will never put the money in custody of, in their custody, yes. But yet, when it comes to our national revenue, it doesn't really matter. What matters is you have all the effects, you have all the efficacy. You can roll out largesse for people and get people to attend your political gathering. So we need to do something fundamentally about even leadership evolution process. So people must ask, where are you coming from? I can't just wake up and say, I want to be this. People will ask, what is your track record? But are we asking those questions? Because the money they are going to be spending, the money they are going to superintend over, they are coming from the center.